Section 1. The Ancient Roots of Modern Calm. A man named Zeno lost everything. Around 300 BC shipwreck. Stranded in Athens, nothing but the clothes on his back. He could have despaired. He could have cursed his fate. Instead, walked into a bookstore, began to read, started a philosophical revolution. Birth of Stoicism, a school forged in crisis. Zeno taught from a public colonnade, the Stoa Poikile, painted porch. Ideas spread across the ancient world. Emperors, slaves. Core message: your mind is the one thing you truly own. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. This ancient wisdom speaks to modern life, not shipwrecks, our own storms. Ping of notifications, endless meetings, global uncertainty. Our world is loud, fast, demanding. We feel overwhelmed, stressed, powerless. Stoicism offers an anchor, not academic theory. A practical toolkit. Build an inner citadel, fortress of tranquility and resilience nothing external can breach. Path to a steady heart in a chaotic world. The great Stoics who followed Zeno, like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, they did not write for libraries. They wrote for themselves. They wrote to navigate war, political intrigue, exile, daily frustrations, personal reminders, exercises in clarity and courage. They asked, how do we live a good life? Not about accumulating wealth, power, fame, about cultivating excellent character, about living with. Section 2. The core tenets: control, virtue, and reason. The Stoics built their philosophy on a few powerful, interlocking ideas. These were not abstract concepts for debate. They were practical principles for living. The first and most famous is the idea of focusing on what you can control. Imagine drawing a circle around yourself. Inside that circle are your beliefs, your judgments, your choices, and your actions. This is your domain. This is where your power lies. Outside that circle is everything else. The weather, the economy, what other people think, the outcome of your efforts. You can influence these things, but you cannot ultimately control them. The Stoic path to peace is to pour your energy into the circle you command and to accept the rest with grace. The second core tenet is the pursuit of virtue. For the Stoics, virtue is the sole good. It is the one thing that can make a life truly happy and worthwhile. Fame, health, and wealth are preferred indifference. Nice to have, but not essential. And they can be taken away at any moment. To a Stoic, success is not measured by your job title or bank account. It is measured by the quality of your character and the rightness of your actions. Third, the Stoics championed living with reason. They saw our ability to think clearly and rationally as our greatest gift, what separates us from other animals. Reason is the tool we use to understand the world, to make good judgments, and to align our actions with virtue. To live with reason is to see things as they are, not as we fear them to be. It means questioning our initial impressions and impulses. When you feel a surge of anger or a wave of anxiety, reason is the voice that asks, is this true? Is this helpful? Is this within my control? It is the steady hand that guides us away from panic and toward a thoughtful, deliberate response. Finally, the Stoics urged us to live in accordance with nature. This does not mean moving to the woods. It means two things. First, accept the natural order. The reality that things happen good and bad that are outside our control. Life includes loss, change, and difficulty. Section 3. The dichotomy of control, your true sphere of power. Epictetus, born a slave, understood this power deeply. He said, some things are up to us, some things are up to us, and some things are not up to us. This simple statement, the dichotomy of control, is the bedrock of Stoic practice. My choices, my efforts, my actions. Other people, the past, the future, external events, overlap. My influence. It is the filter through which every situation should be viewed. What part of this is my responsibility? And what part is not? This distinction is not just a mental trick. It unlocks personal freedom and sheds stress. Most of our anxiety comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. Think about a typical day at work. You have a big presentation. What is in your control? The quality of your research, the hours you put into slides, the effort practicing delivery, your choice to get good sleep. What is not in your control? Whether the projector malfunctions, whether your boss is in a bad mood, whether a key client cancels, whether you get the promotion. This applies everywhere. You cannot control if your flight is delayed, but you can read a book instead of fuming. You cannot control what someone says about you online, but you can choose not to let it ruin your day. You cannot control the traffic, but you can choose your podcast and your breathing. When that knot of stress tightens, ask, is this truly up to me? If no, practice acceptance. Practicing this is liberating. It does not make you passive. It frees immense energy. Now you can change what is changeable. More effective, focused, resilient. Act with purpose, without attachment to outcome. Find satisfaction in the effort itself. The result is left to fate. Be at peace either way. Stoicism is not just reading, it's doing. The ancients trained resilience with daily exercises, small habits woven into your day. Begin with a morning check-in. Before your phone, prepare your mind. Expect difficult people and situations. The modern workplace can feel like a relentless assault on our focus and tranquility. Emails flood our inboxes. Notifications demand attention. Meetings fill our calendars, often with little purpose. We are expected to be always on, always responsive, perpetually productive. Perfect conditions for stress, burnout, and feeling behind. Stoicism offers an antidote. Clarity and purpose. Distinguish the truly important from the merely urgent. Protect your most valuable resource, your attention. You cannot control the number of emails, but you can control when you check them, twice or 3 times a day. You cannot control last-minute requests, but you can pause, assess, and respond deliberately. Shift from reactive to proactive. Be master of your inbox, not its victim. Define the fear. Apply the dichotomy. Make 2 columns. Turn anxiety into a to-do list. Prepare, improve, and listen openly. Create a budget. 1 cut, automate savings. Use worry energy for 1 productive step. Peace from knowing you did all you could. Zeno lost everything and began again. Start now. Choose 1 exercise today. A little calmer, a little wiser. 1 step at a time.